my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Zen. In this video, I'm going to guide you through creating a pretty little leaf shape called Nephi. I'm not going to say the name of the person because I will probably pronounce it wrong, but she is a CZT and created this beautiful leaf pattern. We're also going to throw in some Printemps and Shattuck. All right, so to do this, I have a Micron plastic nib, PN pen, a graphite pencil for shading, a Tortillion for blending, and today I do have a kneaded eraser so that I can erase some of my pencil lines. Okay, I'm going to start with pencil, and I'm going to start by drawing or putting a little dot in each of the four corners, and then connecting those very lightly with a line. This makes our little frame for our piece. Okay, so to make Nephi, we're going to make a backwards S shape. If you want to make yours forwards, go ahead. But I'm going to start up here in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm going to work down to that lower corner. And I'm going to do a very kind of backwards S, like a very slight backwards S shape like that. And I'm creating a leaf, and I really want to take up most of this interior part here. So this part I'm going to scoop down and then kind of bow out. So I'm going to go down and then out. And see how I took up most of that space there? Same thing over here. I'm going to kind of bow down and then out. And if you're not happy with it, like I'm not, go ahead and use your pencil to kind of fix that, how you want it to look. Okay. Now with my pencil, on this right-hand side, I'm going to make some slightly curved little veins in my leaf. So these are going to go up towards the top. I'm going to do about 3 of them. And then on this side, it's a little bit different. So on this side, I'm going to put a little notch right there, there, and down here. And I'm going to do that same backwards S curvy shape. And I'm going to go all the way down to this point. So I'm going to go like that. See how I kind of made that backwards S slight curve and came down? Same over here. And one more there. I'm still working in pencil. So now on this side over here, I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to end up just slightly inside that line. So I started at the point and then came in slightly. And I'm kind of doing that backwards S shape again. I'm going to do that again right here. Come in and end up inside that line. Start at the point. Let's see, come in, come down inside that line. On this right-hand side, I'm going to simply start at that top, and I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to make a curve and go slightly in. It's hard to see with all my pencil lines, but curve slightly in, curve slightly in. See how I did that? I started at the point and then curved it in. This last one, I don't really need to curve in. Okay, hopefully this will make more sense when we put our pen on it. So pick up my pen. The first thing I'm going to do is that center line. And I'm going to do these curves that go up. Like that. And I'm going to start at that point and come in. See how I leave a little bit of that line out here? Come in, come in this last one, we're just coming around like that. Okay, I'm going to do these interior lines first. So I'm going to do those little backwards S shapes. And I'm going to come in. See how I come in just a little bit and it gives that shape so much more flow. It's so pretty. So to finish off Nephi, we're going to take each of these little points and put a little cap going from the point to that back there. And when I color those in, it gives it a folded look, as if those are curving around to the other side. Same thing over here, making that little cap and filling it in. That is Nephi. You can add this to other tangles. You can put it as a background to a floral tangle. You can make a whole, collage type thing just using this over and over again in different sizes. But for today, we're going to tangle inside of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back and reinforce this middle line. I kind of want that to be darker. So I'm just giving it another go. And down here, I'm going to widen it and to make it like the stem of a leaf. So now at this point, I played with lots of different variations, but I'm just going to throw a couple of tangles on the right-hand side, and I'm going to leave this side clear and white for now. So inside here, I'm going to do printemps. Printemps, you start with a dot, go around and around, and make a spiral. I like to start at different areas so it doesn't look too rigid. Like I'll start down here. You got to use that go behind method where you kind of jump and imagine where your lines would be coming out if they were whole. So just like that, I just put a couple of printemps in there and it looks so pretty. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to skip one and then do the printemps again. So I'm going to do it right here, just going around and around. Make them as large or as small and detailed as you would like. I love how these just kind of tuck into each other. Just like that. All right, the other tangle I'm going to use is called Shattuck. This one can be done with straight lines or curvy lines. So I'm going to go with curvy just because I've got a lot of curves going on and I kind of like that on this one. So I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, maybe I'll do 4. 4 little curves, like a little mini rainbow in that corner. And then the trick with Shattuck is just making sure when I do my next one, I start on the opposite side. So this one I started down at the bottom. This one I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have more room and want to do 5 lines, go right ahead. So now I'm going to start at the bottom again. 3, 4. Just that nice repeating motion. And I've got one little space left up here. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't really have room to make that go very much. So just like that. If you'd like to fill in these leaf areas over here, go right ahead. Then I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to ink in that square frame that we made all the way around. And I've really liked lately making a double frame. So I'm going to very narrowly follow that and put in a second line around the whole thing. And then often when I do kind of a monotangle where I just have one image in the middle of my tile, I like to put an aura around that to separate it from the background a little bit. So I'm going to take my pen. I'm not going to aura the stem. I don't know why. I just don't really want to, but I'm going to take my pen and I'm just going to aura this whole shape. See how that just kind of separates it? Just like that. And then for fun, I'm going to put in a couple of little whimsical dots. And my initials in the corner. I'm going to pick up my pencil to do some shading. I had my eraser, but I really ended up kind of filling in my lines, but you can go back and erase the pencil marks if you would like. They kind of get lost in our ink, but feel free to do that. Okay, so to shade this, I'm going to take my graphite pencil and I'm going to go on this inside line right here, pointing the tip of my lead right up against that line, nice and snug. Just adding a little bit of shading right there. And I'm going to do the same thing on the upper side of these. Just like that. And those look like they're folding over on top of each other. And then I'm going to go turning my tile upside down. Here's that first large section. I'm going to go on the opposite side of that and put in some graphite there and on the top side of that one and that one. And then I'm going to take my Tortillion and I'm going to smooth these out. I'm going to start with this large one here. I'm just going to smooth it out. Sorry if that shakes my camera. And I'm going to do the same thing with each of these. They don't need a lot of work, just a little bit of smoothing. And then on these ones. I feel like that's so pretty. Then I'm going to take my Tortillion, it still has some graphite on it, and I'm going to go on the outside edge here, just to let it kind of lift off the paper a little bit. Giving that a little bit of a shadow. And I feel like I need some right here also, so I'm going to take my graphite pencil and put a little bit in down here. There we go. And you can pick it up and look at it and see if you need to add any more. That is Nephi. It's so pretty. There's so many fun things you can do with it. And then because it's fall here in Michigan, our leaves are just starting to change colors. I thought it would be fun to add some color to this one. So I have just some watercolors sitting here. So I'm going to pick kind of an orangey red color. And I'm just going to add a little bit of, well, it's very orange. I thought it had more red in it. I'm going to add some color. You can do this with colored pencils, with crayon, with marker, paint, whatever you have. And that is my little fall leaf. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to turn the tile over, write your full name, the date that you made it, and a little journal entry about what's going on in your life. Enjoy. Thanks so much for following.